RNG Talon, and
the battle begins.
I guess 5 of those teams, of the teams that are in the event, are gonna be eliminated, and that can make it so you potentially are qualified going into the playoffs.
12, right?
Yeah.
What is it, 8 upper, 4 lower?
Yes, I assume.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, getting to the upper bracket is super, super important because, as we spoke about, 1 win actually nets you that top 6 position. Then 1 more win, you're suddenly top 3, and you're going to TI most likely.
And there are teams like Aster who are on the bubble, who are that last team in at the moment. They're at 940, getting a little bit of points here for them to split them away from Liquid or RNG. Outsider Sonics, Navi Talon is very big for them.
Yeah, and they're doing very well for themselves already.
Yeah, I believe Aster.
When they played against EG, they destroyed them. It wasn't even close.
Aster ended up splitting their series with Navi earlier today, and RNG also split their series, whereas now Talon is a team that looks like it's not even going to make it to the playoffs, and if they don't make it to the playoffs, then their points aren't going up, which means one of those teams that's on the cusp and has some points, you get cut out, right? Maybe Sonics is another team like that. They're on the cusp. They get cut out. Big teams right now with where they're listed are Aster, RNG, and Outsiders. And it looks like, Stinger might drop. Tim's at FBZ trying to get that first blood, but unable to do so.
Not today. Or not dead today, at least.
So, what's the most important? Getting into the game set and the mindset of this game right now, what's the most important lane for both these teams?
I think it would be important to shut the Visage down. You never want to let the Visage snowball start. So winning the top lane would be quite nice, but you have a Rubik fight in this. I don't know how likely it is that you can win the lane. The problem is CK is just too good this game. Like, if CK gets big, he counters almost the entire lineup of the Dire. Counters Jug, counters Razor. Not bad against Tiny. So, I hope Yopaj is gonna be able to find some of these gangs.
Gojira in some trouble in the top lane. Blade Fury on him. Not enough damage to get the kill, but he did try to play aggressive. We've seen this from Gojira multiple times, where he plays maybe a little bit on the edge, right? Like, he's either one step out of range or one step too close to his team. He's always in between those two markers, and we've seen him go out too far a couple times. This time they want to go for Jackie, but he's got that healing ward at level 2, the telekinesis, and the soul assumption again, almost killing that Jug.
Do you think they banned him from playing Earth Spirit after yesterday? Oh, mid lane, oh no!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Getting the first blood.
You idled it again.
Getting that solo kill. No help needed.
Yeah, it can look easy.
That's going to be big for him. He's already 19-6. And when you're comparing him to the Puck, 15-0, not a big CS difference, but that solo kill is going to be huge here.
Yeah, we'll definitely set him apart from the Tiny. We'll make early implementations much easier as well.
FBZ certainly not making this lane easy at all with the help of Tim's on this Earthshaker, and Tim's moving over towards mid, maybe even looking to get another kill over in that lane again. Yopaj sitting low, Illusory Orb is out, and he's not going to jaunt to it. Was maybe looking to get the Fissure, and now the toss again. They've got the Fissure, Yopaj with the kill, and they have got Chris Lock a second time over mid.
And it's TP on cooldown for 20.
Ooh, Blade Fury on top of the Visage, and just escaping now is the Soul Assumption. Jackie has to be careful. He's got the healing ward. Gojira trying to kill it, but never could, and that will mean that the Jug ends up surviving too. But Whisper, it's got one tango to work with, and not a lot of heal compared to Jackie, of course, with this healing ward.
Oh, FBZ dropping very low. No regen left on him.
Does Tim's have anything? He's got a salve to pass over, obviously not great.
No. Well,
It's not
does it
nothing.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Fury again up in the top lane, and they get the kill on a Whisper. So Jackie
solo kill.
just under the tower going for this Visage.
I'm Visage. Well, we spoke about Visage being not the strongest laner, right? And Jack is one of the most obvious answers. Looking for Tims. Tims might be dead.
Yeah, Reality Rift with the stun. Tims, though, he's got the totem, has the fissure, and will take them on a journey. Goes into the trees, trying to juke, trying to survive. Eventually, his time should run out. I guess it's just a question of when, but he is going through these trees and making it difficult and pulling them completely out of the lane. The Chaos Bolt is finally what does it, but okay, sure, that opens it up for FBZ.
Well, you know the mentality, though. And if he dies, he dies.
He dies.
Yeah, it's not that important. FBZ being very happy with double Wraith Band already. Getting his armor up a little bit so he doesn't die so fast to the CK. Oh, they fuck again. That's a kick. Nice.
Tims is there, but yeah, like you said, he already gets out. Yopaj, he's now level 7 and already working on that Blink Dagger. Oh, Chris Locke, Avalanche toss. They're gonna have the fissure to go with this, and he's dead again. Yopaj gets the kill. Waning Rift won't save him, and neither will Gojira. He is dead 3 times over mid. They do have Skem coming in too, so Gojira's in trouble. Avalanche, telekinesis, and that hammer ain't gonna help. Fade Bolt finish. And they've got another kill in this mid lane. That Celestial Hammer burns, but it doesn't burn enough.
Yeah, Puck is struggling very hard to find his footing in this game. No boots yet either. Not level 6 yet. He's almost 3 levels ahead on the Tiny. It's kind of ridiculous. It's very rare to see such advantages in the mid lane nowadays.
Yeah, I'd love to know what ends up being the timing on this Blink Dagger for Yopaj, because it's looking like it's going to be quick. Meanwhile, bottom FBZ goes down to Gojira. Yeah, have the damage to take out the Razor, who is by himself in the bottom lane. And that's with Tims going all the way back to base, filling up that bottom.
Yeah, we've been focusing a lot on
Dire's bottom tower
the
is under attack.
Puck's deaths, but CK has been farming very
Radiant's
free as
middle
well.
tower is under attack.
He's on par with Jack, just a little bit behind the Tiny.
Oh,
his
Chris
arm
Locke
attack
again.
No, he's fine.
It's just a lot of damage coming out. You lose your... Now they've got Gojira.
nice
They go to the
coil.
Dream Coil. Yopaj just to be careful. Celestial Hammer. Starbreaker? No. Yopaj survives. They've got the Fade Bolt. Splinter Blast. Yopaj low. Illusory misses. Gojira right next to him. They need a way to save him. They don't have the tools. They'll get the silence. They'll get the kill. They'll take away the spree. But 4 heroes came over here to try and grab this. And they finally take out this Tiny.
As you said, it took a lot of
top
effort,
tower
but
is under
yeah, he
attack.
has to be dealt with. You can't just leave him to snowball the entire game. Otherwise, you're gonna be in big, big, big trouble. Like K1, your big hero. Just be careful in FPG, that illusion can deal a lot of damage.
Got Stinger coming in around the side. Smoke on 2 heroes. They're gonna go for FPZ. Celestial Hammer, Starbreaker with the Reality Rift. The damage is quick from Beastcoast, and they have themselves a little bit of a net worth lead. So even despite the disaster that was mid, like you said, K1 is farming, and K1's at the top now.
Yeah, he's very rich, and at the same time, Visage level
Dire's middle tower
6
is under
now, so he
attack.
has the burst to play with.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Whisper. Oh, goes into the Omni Slash. Though avoids the familiars, Gojira comes up north with the help of that Solar Guardian. Goes into the spin, had the healing war, but it's not enough. They get the kill, and they bait out the Omni Slash too.
A little premature, even you might say, at Omni Slash. He tried to be aggressive. FBZ, never coil.
Now they've got the coil. The pressure doesn't stop.
He's dead
I
as
mean,
well.
they are just going after FBZ, and he's
Radiant's
dead for the
courier
3rd
has
time
been
too.
killed.
The hits don't stop coming.
Dire's top tower is
This
under
is
attack.
actually pretty insane from Beastcoast, and they have really pulled it back, and they start to get a little bit in their
Radiant's
favor.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
So, boom, they need to kind of recover. They need to settle down.
Yeah, I mean, after this tremendous early game from the Tiny,
Dire's top tower
I'm surprised
has fallen.
things didn't go a little bit better for them.
Dire's
But yeah, the last
bottom
like
tower
2-3
is
minutes
under attack.
have been all Beast Coast. Nice rotations from Gojira as well. He's level 7 already. The Winter Wyvern level 6. There's a lot of experience coming out from one of them. Who actually bought the tome for the Radiant? They still have it in their store. Who's going to report here because the support is so high level?
Dire's top tower
Maybe
is
the
under
puck.
attack.
Potentially.
Seems to be struggling a little bit.
Does not currently have it on his courier. Neither does the CK.
They didn't even purchase it yet.
Look at this ward. It does see FBZ over in these trees over bottom. You see that? Just caught Tim's coming down bot too.
Yeah. I mean, FBZ just has nothing. Look at his net worth. Gojira has the same net worth as him. He's completely out of the game.
Dire are scanning.
They just have the vision. They know where they're at just because of that ward. Like, Tim's has no idea he's being spotted right now.
Yeah, so just wasting his time. I mean, there's a reason why we don't see Shaker too often nowadays, right? Because his laning presence isn't that good, and his movements without Blink Dagger are very hard to pull off as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So Beastcoast have put themselves into a 3,000 net worth lead. K1 just continuing to farm away. He's got himself that armlet. I mean, he is really working it at the moment.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What do they need to do here for Boom to recover? Because it's starting to get really one-sided.
They just picked up the Blink Dagger, so this is their strong timing. But it's actually Beast Coast that's smoking up. They just completed the Witchblade 2 on the puck, so they feel they're strong. They got all the ults, of course.
They
And CK is very strong right now, and so is Visage.
still have that tome in the shop.
Yeah, we'll see who it goes to, if it goes to anyone ever.
They catch FBZ again. He is not having a game right now, and he might not continue to have a game. Another interesting ward spot. Not your conventional ward, but it does see 4 heroes of Boom, and that works out great, right? Like, their warding has been out of control. Take note if you're a support, because those wards at this point in the game feel like they get so much info.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe if you know, look back at the tapes, it's like, oh yeah, maybe I can use that one. Because those wards, as you said, are very, very impressive. Very hard to de-ward too.
Yeah. Like, again, they just, these heroes are constantly getting spotted. Beastcoast know what to avoid.
You have no damage for that.
Dire's middle tower is under
Gojira,
attack.
he'll survive Celestial Hammer away. He's going into the Holy Locket. Not an item you see too often, but with a healing hero like Dawnbreaker, makes sense.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, the Wraith pack.
Cam, Dreamcoil bottom. That's going to land on both FBZ as well as the Rubric of Scam. So going with the Solar Guardian, even though Gojira's a little bit low, FBZ, he's in trouble. Body blocks come through. Blink, Avalanche Toss gets this Winter Wyvern low. But you need to be careful. There's still a Winter's Curse. They have the lockdown potentially available to them to turn this fight around. They get the kill to Gojira. They'll take the Dawnbreaker, but the Solar Guardian was already used. There's the Winter's Curse. Turnaround from K1, uses that ult, throws the stun onto the Jug. Jackie in trouble, Jackie gone. And there's the Echo Flame from Tim's, but K1 survives. They've got the Cold Embrace, but it's only extending what looks to be the inevitable as Yopaj gets a double kill, takes out Stinger and K1, and 4 heroes are dead on the side of Beastcoast. They want more. They'll get themselves the familiars, but not the life of Whisper.
But those birds are the last ones he has, so kind of like a lone druid where without your birds you're really not much of anything. So going them to kill them
Radiant's
all gets
bottom
like one.
tower
No, I'm
is
fine.
under attack. Radiant structures are
And that is a
fortified.
recovery that FBZ needed. He's still pretty far away from his BKB, but as a start.
scanning.
Well, that is Beastcoast. I thought they were going to take that fight
Radiant's
easy.
bottom tower is under attack.
I feel like they were supposed to, perhaps, but Boom outplaying them just a
Radiant's
little bit.
bottom tower has fallen.
A little surprising in the lack of damage that came out from Beastcoast, right?
Yeah, it's mostly because K1 actually started the fight with half health, so he didn't feel too scary at all.
Yopaj. And, well, Winter's Curse is there. Skem also gets
Nice
taunted.
curse.
He's still Grave Chill. Meanwhile, they do survive, and it's an early raid pack from the Visage. Ooh, Solar Guardian, and all of a sudden, Puck gets caught. Solar Guardian's not going to be the save that Kojiro was hoping for. And with the Omni Slash and the Blaze Fury, Starbreaker's not going to matter. Jackie gets a kill, and they'll take out 2.
And we're back to even, pretty much. Well played by Boom. I mean, that's what's been carrying them so much throughout the SDA DPC seasons, even.
Radiant
Just the
structures
team
are
play and
fortified.
the way they outplay opponents on an individual level. Like, they're the best in SDA at doing that.
Radiant's
is somewhat
middle
close to the
tower
brink they
is
got
under
to.
attack.
Once that's online, Shaker becomes one of the scariest heroes on the map.
Look to take the tier 1 tower over mid. Nobody coming over to defend. They've got heroes ready to go on the side of Boom if anybody comes over. They're trying to open up some space for FBZ. You can see he's still struggling. And he is looking to get into the BKB.
Alright, you say he's struggling, but he's the same net with a smile. Chris Luck, who, yeah, he's not having really much of a
1,
Stinger.
5, and 2. And Stinger tossed up into
He's
the
getting
air with the
stunned.
Avalanche. They've got the fissure. They'll get the kill. Yopaj dominating. He's continuing to let it roll. And he's 7-1 and 3. Hims from a distance
Yeah.
has been able to use that fissure to get that extra bit of lockdown, and he's going into the Blink Dagger, which he almost has.
Yeah. That must really sting. And he's about 100 gold away from the blink. Once he has that, smoke up, action time. Actually, smoke up before even. They're looking for the CK.
So Boom's odds at 1.25 to the Beastcoast's 3.84. Probably weren't those odds a couple minutes ago when it looked like East Coast had themselves a bit of an advantage and one that they were going to climb with.
They're still looking for the CK. They're so close. They don't even know. They think he's in a triangle.
Don't even know, but they do place a ward, so if he falls back into that vision, they might just turn around and go for him. Instead,
Radiant's
smoke
middle tower
breaks,
is under attack.
and they know Stinger's nearby. They'll steal the Splitter Blast, and they've got the telekinesis. Solar Guardian comes in, but that might just be to die once again. They get the fissure out. It hits onto the Dawnbreaker, goes in. Starbreaker on the 2. Dream Coil down, but the damage isn't enough to escape. Waning Rift with the silence. The Reality Rift is in. They'll get the kill on the Yopaj and FBZ. 2 heroes gone on the side of Boom. Went to go for the Winter Wyvern, but everybody reacts from the side of Beast Coast. And with that, look at Roche.
Could be a pretty simple one. Oh, scam.
Wouldn't it?
He's
It's
okay.
still waning Rift.
Yeah, it's a massive steal as well. Can definitely turn a team fight around. But this row should go to K1, no problem. Off Beast Coast. And the big problem right now is the raid pack on the Visage. They don't have any big giving yet. So all the damage output is severely limited, especially Tinies.
Meanwhile, by the way, Boom stole a Dragon Scale.
So they have 2?
They've got 2. They've got 1 on the Razor and 1 in their base.
Ruby could pick that one up, perhaps.
Yeah, right now he's holding on to the broom handle, which... the armor's nice. But if there's another Dragon Scale in the base, you can get more armor and more regen.
Razor's gonna get scarred by illusion and he just runs away straight away. 200 gold for his BKB.
Yeah, he desperately wants that BKB to finally feel like he can do something in these games. Or in these fights, rather.
Dire's top tower.
They're trying to open up that space with a kill now on Scam, though. I mean, that is not what you're hoping for if you're Boom, right? Like, I guess that's space theoretically for FBZ, but losing Scam again, like, that is kind of rough. He's trying to maybe get something out of this game a little bit more, too, because if you look at the other supports, look at the difference between his net worth and everybody else's.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about 5 Rubik, right? It's just so hard to pull off. I don't know. I don't think it's a 5 hero. It's not designed to be.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I need some sort of money to be able to keep yourself safe in the back lines. FBZ, BKB done. But do they actually feel strong? This is the question.
Maybe not. I'll have to see if they're willing to fight on this one now. FBZ just sitting in the top lane, and finally has the BKB. Take a look at Yopaj. He's got the Echo Saber with the Blink Dagger, and he's going into a BKB of his own. Chris Locke walks up to him, Waning Rift, Solar Guardian. They've got the Reality Rift that pulls him out of the Solar Guardian, but they've got a 3-second stun for the Chaos Bolt. Healing Ward is down. Yopaj is down too, and 4 heroes here with the BKB popped by K1.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not really necessary, but just to be
Dire's
sure.
structures are fortified.
To get the kill, doesn't want to get disabled by a shake or anything like that. Gone.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Fissure, and they're going to try and keep the control. They've got it with the telekinesis and the Fade Bolt. BKB finally popped here by FBZ, looking to chase a little bit, but that BKB is going to run out in 2 seconds, so you need to be careful about how far you go. Again, Chris Locke getting spotted 1-6-6 in this game already.
Yeah, and Puck isn't farmed enough.
Radiant are
Okay,
scanning.
one's looking for something.
He goes to the Phantasm and just throws that illusion towards the back. Tranquil's
He's going straight hard on his DK.
and
Already sitting at his 3k health pool. Not too shabby at all.
by the way, Tranquil's picked up for Whisper. He's going into the Boots Bearing, and then he's going to pick up that shard. So that should be nice for them. Fissure comes out. Avalanche is in. It's onto the Witcher Wyvern. Can they get the kill before the Witcher's Curse is out? The Force Staff back. They look for Yopaj. Yopaj's been caught. K1 gets the kill, and they may even want more. It's got the Winter's Curse for the lockdown if they want to keep up. But the damage from Scam with the Illusory Orbit as well as the Fade Bolt. Scam now far forward and far dead.
Dire's bottom tower is under
They
attack.
just,
Nice TP out from Tim.
yeah, catching
Man,
these
Tiny's
heroes.
game is really crumbling, huh?
It looked like he had something going. And now he's 7-4-4. He was
Dire's bottom tower is
7-1.
under attack.
Yeah, well, you know what happens to rocks when they get pulverized? They turn
Dire's bottom
to
tower has
dust
fallen.
or ash. What is it even?
Dire's
You are
bottom
the
tower
general
is
knowledge kind of
under
guy, not me.
Alright,
If I was to pick up a rock and destroy it in my hand, does it get like it gets pulverized and then it's what?
gravel.
It's gravel?
Yeah, rocks, broken rocks, gravel.
Even if they're like
Dire's bottom
sandy
tower is under
texture?
attack.
It could become sand over time, but gravel's thicker than sand, right? And then it becomes sand.
So you're saying it's sand, it's gravel?
It's rock, gravel, sand.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
From big to small.
Okay.
But he's in the gravel phase. He's not quite sand
He's
yet.
definitely graveling right now.
He might be a graveler.
No, he's not. He looks different.
Radiant's courier
6K
has been
lead again
killed.
here for Beastcoast, by the way.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything yet from the Juggernaut either. Masterpiece to the bottom. To gank the village spreads.
Oh, curse on a 3. Look at Tim's. He's gone. Now you see him, now you don't. And there goes the Earthshaker. Blade Fury away, but they're going to go with the drums. It's actually the Boots of Bearing that's been
Radiant's
finished
bottom
off, and they want to
tower is
continue
under
to look
attack.
for more. Chris Luck.
He has no spin.
He's got Dream Coil. Scam is in trouble too. Illusory Orb, he's through. Waning Rift, they get the silence on the Rubik. They'll go for Sword Guardian Whisper. He'll survive thanks to the heal. They've dropped out the Dream Coil. They go into the Omni Slash, and well, Flame Fury is enough to get the damage out onto Whisper and get the kill into the Visage as the Echo Slam slams down right onto the Winter Wyvern. There's the Avalanche. How does this continue to happen at Beastcoast, where they feel like they have the advantage and Boom just turns it around on them?
They just overplayed the hand, and Chaos Knight TP'd out actually in the middle of the fight, so the biggest damage hitter just not present. And they lose 3 heroes. At least they force 2 buybacks, but yeah, it's very well worth it, of course, for Boom. I'm not sure what happened to CK, to be honest. Like, he was linked by the Razor, but he could have just popped his ult. Like, he didn't pop his ult throughout the entire engagement and just TP'd out. Kind of like, ditching his team. Just like how you ditch me at the gym sometimes.
That's not, I'm not talking about that.
Sometimes.
Dire's
And then,
top tower
where
is
were
under
you?
attack.
I was...
Avalanche. Nope.
Stole the orb again. Okay, one all by himself, but he's pretty tanky. On 4.3k health. It's a lot of health.
He's got this Mage Slayer. He's going in to the Bloodthorn completely. Ags picked up by the Dawnbreaker, and that is big. I was going to ask you about that because we saw Dawnbreakers in the Chinese region, and as well as the Real Masters, avoid this Ags build on Dawnbreaker. Like, it gets pretty brutal when you're standing in it. 60% evasion.
Yeah. It's definitely good against Juggernaut, but it requires the team to stand still. And standing still against like a hero like Razor can be pretty tricky sometimes. So we'll see how it works out for them. I mean, it is a very strong pickup, especially with the only lockers, all your healing gets amplified. It is like a massive amount of heal coming out. How much is it? Per pulse, 90, it's 6 pulses, I believe. It's 540.
Radiant's top tower is under
Plus
attack.
30% amplification.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So a good 700 HP heal for everyone in the AoE. Not bad.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tier 3 getting hit up by these illusions. They're TPing towards top. Jackie's here. Jackie's committing. Here come the Power Ranger TPs. Early Blade Fury, and they're going to stick with him. Chris Luck taking a lot of damage to stay here, and they'll go to the Healing Ward. They've got the Dream Coil down. Here comes the Solar Guardian. They'll pull him back in. He'll go into the Manta, go into the Omni Slash to try and avoid the damage that was coming out. Give his team some time, and they slam down right on FBC.
Oh, he did BKB on
Solar
this.
Guardian stuns him up, and now he's going to be forced to pop the BKB and TP out, but the damage is there from K1. FBC drops, and the chase is on for the rest. They have the Waning Rift. They've got the silence, though. Right-click down Scam. There's nowhere for him to go. 2 heroes down to the side of Boom. And that was all to try and save Jackie, but he gave up more than they were trying to get back. Oh, Fissure just late.
Probably would have died if
FBZ.
he's connected. But a nice overall rotation onto the Juggernaut, overplaying his hand a little bit.
Yeah.
Luckily he didn't die. I also feel like if FPZ popped his BKB just a little earlier, he wouldn't have died either. Now that leaves Roach open. Got a shard, probably for the Visage.
He's the one who wants to buy it. Yopaj throws a tree in there, sees that they're there. He's got a Blink Dagger. And he's got a BKB if he wants to make the move. He's trying to get the timing right. Roach, though, will be taken by the side of Beastcoast, and Yopaj will be shooed away.
Yeah, and
Radiant's
Shark
bottom
goes to the
tower
Visage,
is
so
under
now he
attack.
has extra HP to work with to focus him at all. He's a big boy. Very healthy. Look at Dawnbreaker's health too. 2.7k, Visage 2.5k. Even Wyvern has 1600. There's so much HP to go through.
Now the Ghost Scepter picked up by Gojira.
Question is
Dire's
there
top tower
enough
has fallen.
damage to go through all that health? Because Juggernaut really didn't itemize into damage. Looking for the high ground. The birds are fast in this.
Yeah,
Be careful.
tier 3. Ooh, Gaspel taken, and they'll take out the birds. Or at least one. They've got 100 gold for Yopaj, and they'll just get resummoned.
Easy peasy. Going to Crimson Guard next on Dawnbreaker. Going to Crimson Guard on Visage. Might want to rethink that decision. They're trying to counter the CK, but...
Oh, Winter's Curse comes down. Now he goes into Phantasm. They've got themselves the Fissure. They've got the Totem to follow it up. K1 taking a lot of damage. They're trying to maybe hold the Active Flame until after the Aegis, and that's exactly what they're going to do with the BKB Pop Yopaj. They're on the run. They've got the Healing Ward. Dream Coil down, toss up in the air. Is with the Chaos Bolt. 4-second Chaos Bolt, and now they've got themselves the Golden Brace done to Chris Lock. FBZ, hold over BKB. Now Omni Slash, bouncing on a Gojira. He pops the Ghost Scepter, goes over to Chris Lock. He's not as lucky as his name may state, as that will be enough to get the kill. They'll move forward. They've got themselves the Fissure. That lands on the Winter Wyvern. They've got themselves a second-hit Stinger who don't have buyback. They're trying to keep up with Gojira, who uses that Celestial Hammer to get some distance between him and the side of Boom. And two heroes are dead on the side of Beastcoast. They took out the Aegis too, and boom, they pull it back a little bit.
Yeah, they have to be very careful how they fight these initiations. Like, if CK can't stick on a target straight from the beginning and burst that target, his illusions are gonna die so fast. They have Fate Bolt AoE damage, maybe even a Stone Spell by Rubik, they have all the Earthshaker AoE damage. Juggernaut Sprint does a ton of damage, Tiny. Like, he's gonna be really, really careful how he takes those initiations. Goodbye mid tower. The damage is gonna come out from Juggernaut now. Like, he's got all his defensive tools. He's building into damage now. Once he comes up to the next 2-3 items, he's gonna become very scary.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
AK lead. Is this enough for Beastcoast to hold on to the game?
Gonna get tougher and tougher. But Razor's also getting stronger. He's already into his Refresher Orb. That's the scary part of Razor, right?
Scam, by the way. Next. He's got a stolen Dream Coil.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's tough to catch everything in a fight,
Dire's
but
structures are fortified.
I'm pretty sure he had a Dream Coil and a Curse.
Dire's
I don't know whether he stole a Curse or not, but if he did.
Smoke up, 5-man smoke, Beastcoast.
They're hungry.
Ooh, Scan came out from the Dire. That caught him for a second. They might know that they're moving towards the mid lane, and the familiars are here, so you know exactly where Boom are. They need to make their way out, but it's already looking like they want to cut him off at the pass. Cut him off at the pass may not be the right option, though, as there's the Avalanche toss on to Chris Luck. He gets down to half health.
Trying to do him to the end, that's gonna pack. Very wise decision with all the burst damage coming out.
So, side of Beastcoast, they go up towards top. No Roche for a long time.
Yeah, that CKO popped, meaning they won't be able to take a fight anytime soon.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See what they can do to hold this game secure. Of course, have that shard on Earthshaker. He was using that to get that control on the K1 when he had that Aegis.
Yeah, Bloodthorn is about to fly out though to the CK, I believe. So if he ever catches anyone, his burst damage is going to be absolutely insane.
Push down on the bottom. Bloodthorn finally finished here for K1. 5-man smoke coming out from Boom.
Direction. Enemy jungle.
They're down through mid, smoked up. Let's see what they can find right now. It's Beastcoast all the way back to their base. The only one who's out there is this Visage. Obviously, coming back towards his team. Ooh, they found themselves the Winter Wyvern. They'll go into the Fissure. They get the kill on a Stinger immediately. Sword Guardian already committed. So they know where Gojira is going to come. With K1 coming over to the side, they get the kill on a Scam, so he won't be able to steal anything and make anything worthwhile just yet with the BKB pop here by FPZ. And then Daki trying to get some damage out, get something through for them with Chris Luck over on the back lines looking at Yopaj. K1 coming in. Now they've got themselves reality rift on an FPZ. But oh, the avalanche through from Yopaj. He'll take out Chris Luck. They've got the silence on it, Jackie. Jackie can get some damage from here. Chris Luck from K1. Oh, Boy, Jack just surviving, but FBZ not so lucky. Echo slam in from Tim's on a 3, and Stinger kills
not
Ball,
enough
but
damage,
Tim's
though.
is taken out. The damage wasn't quite there. They didn't have the follow-up. They had to get the Juggernaut out. Yopaj needs to run. Avalanche as well as
damn
that
Rave
Shadow
Pact.
Blade, and Gojira looking.
Here's a gem, here's a gem.
They're gonna see him.
Here's a gem.
Avalanche, toss, couple right clicks, they get Gojira. Now they've got the stun from one familiar. He picks up the gem, he's on the run, he's trying to get the mission impossible.
Should have been a 1.
Goes back in Viz, and now they don't see him anymore. They have no reveal. That's why that's while K1 is over towards the top lane. With Ward down and Skem coming over. He's got a 4-staff, might be able to keep up with K1. They've got Jackie here too. Chaos Bolt stolen, 2-second stun onto this CK. Telekinesis, buyback, Solar Guardian. Buyback going to be used here by Tims. He doesn't have the echo coming here. They got themselves a big stun on it. Jackie, here's the vision with the Chaos Bolt once again. K1 still surviving, and the Starbreaker's not going to break Jackie for this yet. But finally, they'll take out the Jug. Soul Assumption on the Scam with Yopaj over to the side. They've got a mega kill streak on K1. And this Bloodthorn's been a problem. His survivability's been a problem. Yeah, the Wraith Pack doing so much.
Tiny into the Silver Edge now. Probably gonna go into the Axe next when he gets there. It's gonna be a lot of damage potential, but first they have to worry about the high ground cost. There's no Juggernaut. Gonna go top.
Yeah, they gotta look
They
over
don't have to damage
top.
or kill CK.
Yopaj going over. There's the toss into the Chaos Bolt, but the BKB gets popped. K1 now here with the static lane from FBZ. He's got to beat KB. Doesn't have the refresher at the moment. They've taken out the 2-3 up the top lane. They've got the Witch's Curse down. That's only on the Tims. BKB's been popped by Yopaj going after Chris Log. Fissure lands, hits onto the Visage. As FBZ pushing away K1. No, not really. But they'll look over at Stinger. They get the kill to the Witcher Wyvern. They've got the Dream Coil down. Looking for the Starbreaker. So they're going to 4-staff him back and break the coil. Yopaj ends up dead, and he doesn't have buyback. Neither does Jackie.
No buyback on either of the cores.
Dire's
It's gonna be 2 sets, maybe even 3
2
sets.
sets. Looking like they're going to drop. They do have the glitch.
Well, CK did a lot of damage here. So did the Village Burst. So 2 sides, 100%. And they have to fight with the Juggernaut. Otherwise, it's Mega Creeps, maybe even GG. They have Echo Slam ready as well.
See if they can.
Oh, they're going back actually.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, they're just
playing
going to go
really
back.
safe. Yeah, they don't know that he doesn't have buyback, of course. But yeah, you can just see the survivability of the Radiant lineup. Like Visage, with the Wraith Pact, Crimson Guard, Boots of Bearing, Winter Wyvern, Solar Guardian. There's just so many tools to stay alive. And Jackie hasn't really done a whole lot of anything in this game when it comes to damage.
Feels like Jackie has been caught out in these fights a couple times, and then the team has to fight around his death, right?
Yeah. Yeah, happened quite a bit of times, unfortunately.
What can they do to bring this game back? Because they're now down 16,000 net worth.
16,000. Yeah, 17 now already. He's going to the Refresher as well. The Dawnbreaker, so it's going to be double Solar Guardian. Sounds pretty damn annoying as well.
Yeah, that is not fun.
Big on the CK. Look at the CK's health. 5.3 thousand HP.
Like you said earlier, when it wasn't even that much, how do you break through this health? We've got Roche now respawning. And that is going to be the Roche with Ag's Blessing. Third Roshan.
Yeah.
If they could
And
get
the
their
only good
hands
news
on it,
is-
maybe Boom can do something more. Do they like? What if you gave that Ags to say Scam and he's able to get a couple more spells in his arsenal?
No. If they get that, it's definitely going to the Tiny.
Yeah, well.
Stop being a support fanboy all the time. You guys do not need all these items.
He might though. Avalanche, phase shift, blinks over to the other side. Chris Luck will jaunt to that illusory orb and nearby K1.
If K1 jumps on anyone and they don't instantly throw stunts out, they're dead.
You're in the Roche. And Boom maybe need to try and counter this play. But they evacuate the pit, and Gojira throws a Celestial Hammer. They've got the familiars looking. K1 goes into the Phantasm. They'll wrap the other way around. Illusory Orb, and doesn't jaunt over to it.
Roshan is fast. Have to be fast.
Roshan is down to about half health. Not going down immediately, but they are zoning them out by having the Zeros split up near the pit. These Zeros on Boom don't exactly know where they want to go, but they've got themselves the Winter's Curse, and they'll get the Aegis into their hands. So now you've got a CK who picks up that Aegis, has that second life. They'll pop the BKB on FPZ, but they have the Reality Rift. They'll pull back K1. He goes in the Refresher, the Cold Embrace. It's on a Stinger. He braces himself, but it's quick enough to survive this one. They've got the damage to get the kill on the Winter Wyvern. They'll take out this Winter Wyvern for now, but the rest of Beastcoast are still in on this. They get a Dream Coil. They steal the Celestial Hammer. It's not gonna matter with Skim. Anything else dead. Fisher again on the K1. Jackie trying to do some damage here with Blade Fury. They've got the totem once again, stunning up K1. Is the damage enough? The right clicks are in. K1 getting low, and he's fighting both Yopaj and Jackie. Whisper dead, and he'll respawn. They'll have Chris Luck back into it. The gem on the deck, and they got pushed away. At least thanks to the Ags on the puck. Chris Luck taking some damage. Blade Fury now back on the puck, and he's so slow. Jackie will be able to get the kill.
They're dead for 80 on 2 heroes. They could kind of go for the throne here, perhaps.
Radiant's middle tower.
See how aggressive they want to be, but they have a healing ward at their disposal as well. No, they're gonna play safe.
Creeps pushing in on the tier 4s. They're about to take a tier 4 tower on the side of Boom.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Need to defend this base. Another creep wave's getting in.
Yeah, they're disengaging.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that team fight looked very convincing for a Boom Esports actually this time. There was an Aegis, it didn't matter. Like, it's really all about the initiation. If the CK cannot find a kill with the initial Phantasm, they just don't have a whole lot of damage at all.
Ninja gear for the Rubik. Holding on to it right now.
Yeah. It's all about staying alive.
Double damage for K1, so maybe they fight with that. They've got an Aeon Disc now on Tim's. As Echo Slam available, Nullifier for the Jug of Jackie.
Dire are scanning.
This game so far has been Ga. See what Boom can do to slow down that roar.
So far, they've done quite a lot. Honestly, the last team fight
It's pretty big for them.
yeah, maybe. Like, Jack now got a Nullifier as well. So his damage output is way higher than it was previously. And they already crushed the team fight.
So instead of the Refresher, Gojira goes Orchid.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that's for.
The way the Axe Blessing, like we saw in the last fight, went on to Chris Luck. He's got that Waning Rift upgrade with the knockback.
Yeah, I'm very surprised because it's one of the worst axe upgrades in the game.
It also
Literally does
gives
nothing.
the reveal that maybe they're looking for to make sure they could stick on Yopaj.
Maybe, but I feel like a CK axe or even a Visage axe could be so much more impactful. Or Winter Wyvern axe, permanent flight.
Dire's
That sounds
bottom
kind of
tower
crazy as
is
well.
under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Tier 3 getting low over bottom. That's the last set they need. We'll see what Boom can do. I don't know if Boom is willing to fight. We saw how much time was taken away from the base. They lost one of the tier 4s. They need to push out these creep waves so they're not dealing with that again.
Yeah, it's always tough to play when you're 2 sides down. Well, 1.5, I suppose.
Have the extra familiar. Level 25 for the Visage. Got level 26 for Yopaj, level 24 for FBZ. He's working on that level 25. And then level 26 for Jackie with the CK. 27, like, the levels are certainly there for these heroes. 25 for Puck now gives him that Dream Coil Pierce's magic immunity.
That's a very big one, especially against Juggernaut. And that might be what they need to keep people in place with CK to finally hit them a little bit. He's just not getting the chance to damage anyone.
So, taking a look at these items around the horn, as there's going to be Octarine Core, I believe, for the puck coming up.
Bounty.
Aeon discs there for Boom. They've got a gem. Tim's had that big Echo Slam by the Roche pit a long while back. Still looking for the opportunity to slam down the damage. Moonshard for Yopaj. He's going into the Swift Blink. Oh, spots Gojira. Avalanche toss and has himself a second toss, but the Winter's Curse now goes into the Solar Guardian. That will send Dawnbreaker back towards his team, so instantly out, but puts the Solar Guardian on cooldown. We've watched that be pretty important. Green coil down to the two of these heroes. Oh, Tim's throws down the Echo Slam. Oh. Oh boy.
Find a new one with it. Stole the Chaos Bolt again. It's a big steal. We've seen that stun the CK up for many, many seconds before. Oh, CK popped his ult. He's looking for something.
Be trying to find somebody in the back lines, but the rest of the team is kind of hidden behind them. And they had Chris Locke spotted for a second. They're still going after Stinger. Jackie keeping up. And he's got the Force Staff, so it's hard to keep up with this Winter Wyvern. Fissure, just off the mark.
Look at the bot tower. There's back to protection right now, but not for much longer. The top creeps are running in. Massive creeps already. And tower's gone.
Yep. You could rat this game out if you really wanted to. Roche potentially up in a minute and 20 seconds. K1, do they really want to make this move? Winter's Curse is back off cooldown, just coming up.
Tim's.
Yeah, they're still going to be able to get the kill there on the Stinger. He's got buyback, he's got Winter's Curse, so if they need him, they'll bring him back. But Roche minimum respawn time is 50 seconds away, so I would assume that maybe Beastcoast hold back on this one. Got buybacks on everybody but Rubik and Puck, so no buyback on Chris Locke. That's on cooldown for a minute 50, and Skems is on cooldown for another minute and 7. Look at the bottom racks. And this is not fun to deal with. Familiar's moving in, Blade Fury's there. They'll grab a couple hundred gold each, and they'll resummon them on Whisper.
So they're playing the red team game now, huh? Don't let them leave the base.
Scotty for K1. Now, you always start to hear that squeaking, that noise. You know, when Rack Gaming starts, just that, you know, you hear it. They're just chipping away at these buildings, looking for mega creeps.
At last.
It's gonna be very tough to kill that range Rex, though. Like, if they're on top of pushing out the lanes, which they are so far.
25 seconds on Roche.
I love the melee one.
Wow. Absolutely insane. And now K1 going after Yopaj. The damage onto the Tiny, and he'll survive for the moment. He gets in. His sword Guardian blinks away, so he'll survive, but Jackie now needs to run. Blade Fury, BKB running out in K1. How far are they willing to chase? They'll go to the Celestial Hammer to maybe keep up in the chase of Boom, but don't get anybody, and Roche is up, so all items available. Aegis, Cheese, Shard, and Axe.
I think an Axe should go to the CK, probably. One illusion every hero. Or the Winter Wyvern. I still think it's very strong on him.
They're gonna find the Echo Slam, get Chris Locke. 2 minutes without the puck, and now Roche might just be Boom's. His buyback's available in 7 seconds, but he's short the gold too.
I'm so surprised that he's not giving any respect to what Boom has. They have the nullifier as well, like you gotta respect his place. Jackie?
In on the Tims. He's got the Aeon disc. Winter's Curse. He's already used that Echo Slam, so he's not that important of a kill, but he does have a lot of the lockdown that Boom are working with. They're gonna buy back on Tims immediately. Yopaj taking a little bit of damage with the static link coming through into the Vistage. The right click damage from K1. Yopaj crumbled. They'll use the refresher. They'll go to the Sword Guardian. That 60% evasion is not going to be enough to save the life of Stinger. And now they've got a 4-second stun. It's out on a Whisper. The Fissure to follow it up. The Celestial Hammer burning but not doing anything as FBZ gets the kill on a Whisper. He's got an extra 214 damage. Meanwhile, Birds are working on Skem. They've got the totem but not the health that Skem needs to survive.
K1 is deep into the pit. He's thinking of doing something perhaps, but
you're gonna back on the Winter Wyvern. No Winter's Curse for 30 seconds. This Roche isn't exactly quick, but they do have Tims nearby. Need to be careful. They need to watch for K1. K1 is going to overwhelming blink right onto Tims. They're going to buy back on Scam. Scam has to find a way into the fight, but Scam, he doesn't have a TP, so he's going to be gone for a long time. They get the kill on Tims. He's going to be dead for 2 minutes. They'll look over. K1 getting static blink, but they've got Gojira coming in with the Starbreaker. It's not going to matter for the moment as the Ghost Scepter taken away with the Nullifier. Golden Praise keeps him alive. Right clicks in, not doing anything. FBC, he's been silenced up thanks to the Orchid on this Dawnbreaker too. They pushed him out of the road. But on the other side of the fight, they've done the Winter's Curse. It's going to lock up Yomar. Oh, Jackie, a 3-second chaos ball. He's through on the K1 with the Blade Fury hitting from Jackie. Close the dog. They've got the Nullifier onto the CK. Another chaos ball. Another 2 seconds. But a 4-second stun on the Scam with that time, with the illusion, with the shard. They might be able to get a kill on the Ruby. They finally take out K1, and he's got buyback. Juco comes down on the Jackie. Jackie silenced up. He's going to try and fight. I believe they dropped down a foil from Scam as well before he ended up going down, but they end up getting the kill on the Ruben. They look over at Jackie. They've got the Waning Rift as well as turning him into a pig. They've got the Hex. They've got the Starbreaker. Triple kill for Chris Lock. Buyback is available on Jackie, and they might need to make a move in on a Roche.
Now Roche is gone already. He's going to go to the hands of the CK. Hopefully they get the active as well, and the damage on the F-Foul, but like K1 stayed alive for so damn long, the damage output is not nearly enough. Nice cold embrace also by Stinger. They just have so much sustain.
Given to the Visage, he's got that Hex, and that was the Hex that was used to kill off Jackie.
The Assault Squad now, 3 birds and Papa Bird. With finding a lonely chicken. You will have to buyback on the Juggernaut before it's too late. You cannot hold your buyback.
He bought out on Swift Blink. They don't have Gojira with them, but Gojira has the Solar Guardian. It looks like they're going to concede the Mega Creeps, but the Tier 4s go down. They've got the Glyph, so they need to make their way in. They've got the Hex that comes out from the Visage. It's through on FBZ. The Glyph's still going. They go on to the Wraith Pack. They'll take that out immediately, but they need to move in onto these heroes. Maybe look over to K1. K1's got that Aegis. There's the Reality Rift. Yoha's in trouble with a 4-second stun. They've got themselves the Solar Guardian. There's the Fissure. They come in with a Dream Coil down on the 2 of these heroes, and that's with the level 25, so your magic immunity doesn't matter. FBZ still walks out of it, and they're going to focus potentially the throne with the Familiar. Whisper working on the throne to take the game, and deep boom. Beastcoast take game 1.
It was a hard-fought victory, but finally they're getting well played towards the end there. Like I wasn't actually sure they had what it took after the one team fight. They got completely destroyed, but yeah, very well played in that fight. K1 staying alive forever, killing the Shaker twice, really killing the backlines. Like he identified, if you kill the backlines, the 3 core heroes aren't much of an issue at all.
Yeah,
Visage got up to the 3rd bird. Yep. What else do you need?
Had the Ags really just no chance for no chance for Boom at a certain point when it was just so overwhelming, especially in that last fight where they take the throne and Visage just focuses the throne while everybody else, like you said, the health was too hard to cut through, and they didn't have the damage to really break through the Beastcoast wall, right? Never enough.
Yeah, and ultimately the draft came together perfectly. Like the early team fights, I feel Boom got outplayed just a little bit too much, where it gotten to the point where they just got too much health. Like we spoke about it, right? They got the Axe done on the Dawnbreaker hard, on the CK. He was working with like 4,000 health at that point. Like props to Boom to even be able to make it a contested game after that. But yeah, Beastcoast showing that with momentum, they will eat you up.
And this is the momentum that they need to really take over.